Before the video starts, once again, forcesabers UK, he proves yet again that he listens and actually wants to improve. So remember in the last video where I was talking about the chassis system and the lack of your access to your SD card? Well, now when you go buy your xenopixel on the forcesabers website, you can go and pick your chassis access to SD card, add that to your cart, and then add the discount code Stoney, and that will nullify the extra charge for that. So you can get your xenopixel lightsaber with access to your SD card, so you can keep it updated, you can add your fonts, all the settings you want, you don't have to pay extra for it. So forcesabers UK, thank you so much for listening. You continue to just be great to work with. Also, speaking of forcesabers, do you want a free NeoPixel lightsaber and 200 quid in cash? Doesn't sound so bad, does it? Well, we are hosting a competition, a solos competition, where all you have to do is put up your camera, film in landscape mode, and do a little bit of flow for 30 seconds, and you could win a free NeoPixel lightsaber and some cash. So if you want the details on that, click up here for the full video. Please watch it so you understand all the rules and everything going on. But yeah, I'm gonna be one of the judges along with Sem's Nerd, Fulcrum in the Force, SJ Weathering, and of course forcesabers Ben himself. And yeah, so if you want a free lightsaber for just spinning for 30 seconds, click that link, check it out. Hello everybody and welcome back. So yet again we are opening up the forcesabers UK case, and we are picking out some of their budget line sabers. Now I wanted to take a closer look at these because these are very cheap. These are budget sabers, yes. As you can see, we've got a few to go over. You get these for about 55 pounds, I believe, and you get a nice little stunt saber. What is a stunt saber, you ask? Well, if you don't know that, let's go over that very quickly. A stunt saber is simply a battery pack, usually AAA's, connected to a button, connected to an LED. So all you're getting is the light. You've got a lightsaber, you put a blade in there, bada bing, bada boom, you're good to duel. These things are easy to fix, they're easy to maintain. If something goes wrong, again, they're easy to fix, which is personally a big attraction for myself. But these are also very, very light, so if you want to look impressive without actually knowing how to do very much, if you know how to do the Obiani, these are so light that you are literally going at light speed when you're just actually going all out with these things, because there's no resistance whatsoever. It's a little ridiculous. We've got a few in here. This is one of them. As you can see, a very basic, just black grip, the slightly basic styled emitter, blue LED. Of course, you can choose your LED. I was an idiot. He's got like 7 different seven different colors so you can pick from, and I was like, let's just do blue and green, and that's it. And you've got this little guy. I actually really like this guy. I really kind of want to see him take, I don't know why, this emitter just really, like, I've really fallen in love with the just the look of it. I don't know why. It's like the only thing going on here. Really, everything else is just like an accent, color, and it's it's nice to look at. Like the silver on bronze / gold is like, it's not a bad look. It looks good. But this little style here, I really hope at some point he like uses this on like an up saber and uses, so the rest of the body is also more detailed. But for a stunt saber, good. You don't need much. Stunt sabers are literally what we call beaters, which is if you just want to absolutely just beat up on your friends or go out and duel, just go crazy. Again, these are easy to fix if they break, and they're hard to break. Here's one more, very reminiscent of the other one, except this one's got the slanted emitter and the noticeable holes here, which, let me just put a blade in here. There we go. Now, as you can see, shines very clearly through all of the holes, even here in the front. It's a nice little detail to add. I really enjoy it. And as you can see, even these cheap sabers, the lighting in these is really good. Like, I was genuinely surprised at how well these light up. And then we got this thing. This is the Traveler. It's the only named one I actually remember because it's my favorite. I really like it. Now, this one's longer than the other ones. I don't know if this one's longer specifically because I got it as a staff. So maybe he makes them longer if you order them as a staff, or maybe this one's usually longer, I'm unsure. So as you can see, he does offer these in a staff formation, which is nice, especially for a beginner, because again, these staffs are super cheap. These are budget savers again. There's 2 LEDs, basic click on, click off. Got plenty of room. The grip tape, I call it grip tape. The tape is nice. It has a nice grip to it, which is why I call it grip tape. But yeah, the color of this one's very nice. Again, it's just that silver, gold, but with that added brown, and it works. I love it. So of course, these are all handmade lightsabers by Forcesabers UK. He doesn't use a lathe, he doesn't use CNC, anything like that. These are all handmade, aka it's all like handheld tools, hand control tools. It's, you know, yeah, it just adds that nice extra, fuck yeah, man. You know, it's handmade, so support a small business, fuck yeah. Now, my only complaints about these sabers is they're small. As you can see, this is very clearly one-handed sabers. Like, you can kind of fit 2 hands on some of them, but like there's no real point holding them much like this rather than just like this. So they're small, which isn't a problem in itself. Actually, these are not that small. These are definitely 2-handed sabers as well, but they fall under the same problem. These are all small and light. They're very lightweight, which again means, like I said before, you can get that real fast strikes and spinning in. It limits what you can do flow-wise though. It's not impossible with these at all. I can definitely still do it, but there's just very little counterweight to work with. So unlike their larger sabers, like their RGB range and their xenopixel range, these are much smaller, and they're not, again, these are budget sabers, so it makes sense that they're not as good. But I've talked to him about it, about putting some sort of extra weight in the back, but again, he just wants to keep the price low, so literally anyone can afford a lightsaber, you know? But they're light, which the staff is, while it is a good beginner staff because there is no heft to it, it's very light. So, you know, when you're practicing your moves, you have to be the one in control of everything, which, you know, I think will actually help your muscle memory a lot to learn the moves. But as soon as you're going faster or doing any more specific tricks, it's gonna be a little bit harder to pull off the more advanced stuff, just because of it feels a tiny bit floaty. So basically what I'm saying is that these are great for beginners. These are great for starting, like if you wanna learn the Obiani, grab this cheap little thing and just start learning, because this will force you to actually use your hand for every motion of the way, unlike a lot of other sabers where there's a little bit more of there's a better balance in them, so the blade does a lot more of the work. These actually force you to learn the wrist movement and force you to move your body with it and learn it, which honestly isn't that bad. It's just gonna be a little bit harder. But if you just wanna duel, these are great. Now, I do have another complaint, and that is this. Look how easy that was. You would think this was a quick release. It is not. This is the only usable one once it comes apart, because as you can see, the battery pack just kind of slips out because there's nothing holding it in place. Now, he told me that he does not intend for this to be a quick release. It's more meant as a, hey, you want to have a staff? Cool. Now you have a staff. That was so easy to put together. Now you have a staff. You don't have to bring out an Allen wrench or anything like that. Oh, you just want to fight with one saber? Cool. Or if you want to fight with 2 sabers, you just got to take that in, put a cap in, done. You have 2 sabers. As someone who loves quick release things, like I've never had a proper quick release, I don't think. No, I've never had a quick release. So as someone who loves the idea of quick releases and is so close to it now, I really think that like quick releases are the coolest thing in this entire hobby. Putting in something, changing something up here so you can actually just go straight into and then, oh, sorry, I got caught there. And then just straight into it, because there is nothing cooler than being able to go from double bladed into dual wielding into click, like double bladed again. It feels so badass, all right? I've done it with this thing, even with this thing hanging out, just because I want to do it. Which, by the way, this has held up during spinning. Don't do it. I was being dumb. I want to try it, and I fucking love it. But yeah, we need like, I don't know, a rubber O-ring in here or some sort of basic chassis or something just to hold like the battery in place, just so you can do this, because it's such a simple, efficient, cheap system for an amazing quick release. So, you know, I've talked to forcesabers about it, and hopefully something will happen. But for now, it's just meant as a quick put together, take apart into one. Now, these are only a few of the many, many varieties of budget sabers on the Forcesabers UK website. So go check them out if any of these don't seek your fancy and you're still looking for a lightsaber on a budget. So I hope you guys found this review interesting. If you do end up getting something from them, tell them Stoney sent you. You can find me over on TikTok and Instagram doing all sorts of lightsaber shenanigans, lightsaber flows, spinning, all that fun stuff. And just one more time, join us in the competition. It's going to be so much fun. I've got a merch store in the link below if you want to help support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.